What's up, YouTube? Coming at you with another video. Today's topic though is going to be gun control, why it's a sham, and most importantly, why is it unconstitutional to have gun laws. Now, first and foremost, I really try to stay neutral with a lot of different issues. Try not to believe anything. I think if you believe in something, you're stuck. You're not open to have your mind changed. You're not open to new ideas. So I just try to have ideas, not beliefs. But when it comes to the Second Amendment, I believe you have the right to defend yourself against would-be criminals or people that want to hurt you or the people around you. Now, with that being said, as much as I believe in the Second Amendment, at the end of the day, the Second Amendment is only ink and words on a piece of paper. When you come into this world, you automatically have the right to defend yourself no matter what. So, whether you're a good guy or bad guy, I don't think anybody loses their right to be able to defend themselves. Now, I know we don't want guns in the hands of criminals. It's understandable criminals do bad things. But I think more importantly, we want guns in the hands of innocent people that don't want to hurt people, don't want to hurt others. If it was up to me, I'd make a law where everybody had to own at least one firearm. Now, you might think, well, Cody, that's going to make a Wild Wild West situation. And to that, we're a much more civilized world than we were back in the Wild Wild West. Back in the day, there were gunfights over cheating. That's not the kind of environment that we live in anymore. At least I'd like to think not. So for me, I think the way to really stop gun violence is to have more guns in the hands of innocent people. No person in the right mind is going to walk into an establishment, cause problems knowing that everybody in that building could be armed. It just does not happen. And if it does, we know the person's not in the right mind. We're sussed out and dealt with. I think one of the biggest issues with lawmakers, with the people that support lawmakers, with the legislation, the bills that are passed for gun laws and gun control and all that crap, I think the biggest issue is the uneducated dipshits that make these laws, make these rules. You see them on the news all the time, and they're talking about guns like if they were in elementary school talking about a government. They do not know what they're talking about. Most of them, even if they fired a weapon, never own the weapon. They probably go hunting, they show up to wherever they're hunting, the gun's handed to them, and then when they're done, they hand it back. They never clean the gun, they never take it apart, they never understand how it works. They just use it, and then they're done with it. I did bring up hunting, and I am a hunter. I'm a waterfowl hunter. I love waterfowl hunting. When I get to do it with my dad, it's even better because I get to spend some time with him out there in the cold ass weather, freezing my butt off, shaking, and just getting to talk to the old man. But the Second Amendment isn't for hunting, and I don't want to be a parrot. I know there's a lot of people that understand this and a lot of people that talk about it. The Second Amendment, the main reason for it is to protect against a tyrannical government. And yeah, you can sit there and go, well, you can't fight against a government with an AR-15, AK-47. You can. And it's not about the weapon that's being used. It's about the feet that are on the ground. Our country has so many gun owners, I seriously doubt that any other country is going to even think about coming over here, setting feet on the ground and starting shit, because they know that every bush, every tree, every bit of the landscape is going to be covered with an armed American ready to stand their ground and take control of this country. And that's what it's about. And the bottom line is, we have tyrannical police officers that already shoot innocent people, which is bad enough. And I'm pretty damn sure that no military in their right mind, having sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution, is going to send its troops out to murder individuals in this country over guns. I could be wrong, and I just don't see it happening. So, back to my point of people need to be armed. Again, laws that are created with the misinformation and the uneducated minds of people that don't understand firearms. And we can fix that. Now, you might call me crazy, and this is a big issue in America right now, and a big reason why we're having this debate. The guns in schools, the topic of guns in schools is a taboo. Why? Why are we making guns and the conversation about guns in school taboo? I mean, hell, I've seen videos where kids have been suspended and expelled simply for going with their family to a firing range, which I think is excellent. I was a young kid shooting a BB gun in the backyard under the age of 10. My dad teaching me the importance of firearm safety and what to do and what not to do. And I had fun while doing it. Now, I think we need to send somebody in who knows what the fuck they're talking about. And a person like John Correa from Active Self-Protection Lessons, he knows what he's talking about. He's a firearm trainer. He would do a great job teaching safety, even in the higher grades. You know, taking these young kids, taking them to a range. I mean, hell, when I was in high school, I joined the ROTC program. It didn't last too long in there, but even the ROTC program had a rifle club where they'd go and they'd shoot air rifles. You know, I don't know how it's gotten to the point this day and age where guns are so taboo in schools. Well, I do know it's been all these school shootings. But again, the problem is it's not that a bad person with a gun is killing people. The problem is that the good guy with the gun isn't close enough to save the people that are getting shot. I'm all for arming teachers, and I hear people think that's a crazy idea, and I don't understand why. It's not like teachers are some like special creatures that can't handle a firearm or something. I mean, hell, I've heard of teachers that have concealed carry permits and they have the training, so why not let them protect our children? I mean, I just don't understand, you know, well, we don't want our kids around firearms. Well, that's fine as a parent. You can keep your kids away from firearms all day, every day. It's not like the teacher's going to be sitting there passing it around for show and tell. But having teachers armed and able to save children, I think, is very important. I don't think we need a bunch of resource officers walking around open carrying. You know, I don't think, you know, I mean, I'm for it if it'll help protect the children, but arming the teachers, I think, is one of the best solutions, because we all know the statistics that gun-free zones is where victimhood happens. You're a victim in gun-free zones, and the people that want to do the most damage know this. So let's start arming people. Let's stop making it so hard for citizens or individuals in this country to be armed. There's no reason for it. Now, again, I said all laws against or for gun control are unconstitutional, and I stand for that. But more to the point, it's your right as a living being, to defend yourself any way necessary. Now, I put a video up yesterday about my car getting stolen, and every officer I interacted with, wanted to know if I had a gun in the car. They were so worried about me having a gun in the car, which I don't want to say I understand, because it's none of their fucking business, for one. But for two, if you're a responsible gun owner, then you have a firearm and it's stolen, you're going to report it. At least I hope you would. We don't want no criminal taking our gun with our serial numbers on it, our fingerprints, and doing something, and then us catching the case for it. So there's no need for a cop to ask if there's any guns in the car. But I get it. They, you know, they're so concerned about it, and you know, their jobs require them to put themselves in the line of duty and all that crap. But as an individual of the United States, we need to be able to protect ourselves. Now, I say all this, I don't carry myself. It's just, for me, I'm not at the point in my life where I feel like I could take the responsibility of hurting somebody or fatally hurting somebody. So I just don't want to put myself in that situation. I would step in to help, you know, stop something from happening, but maybe in a different manner. But with that being said, I still believe that if you want, you should have the right to protect yourself. And that's with a baseball bat, a hammer, a gun. So, made that point. I know there's a couple other points I wanted to touch on, but I can't really think of them at the second. Oh, that's right. I wanted to talk about schools and why we don't have training in schools for our children to defend themselves. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? Being able to sit there and have a kid that could defend himself against somebody that's trying to take him. I mean, yes, the human is much bigger, much stronger, but you know, a kid knowing pressure points could at least do enough damage, or at least do enough damage with a couple friends to keep themselves safe. I mean, hell, let's teach jiu-jitsu in class. You know, let's teach our kids how to put somebody in a rear naked choke. You know, I remember my grandma teaching me that when I moved in with her. She wanted to know that if I had to, I could stop somebody from hurting me. And that's not a bad thing. I don't know why people are so afraid of their kids having the ability to defend themselves. So, man, I could just imagine it. A group of kids walking down the street and some adult pops out of the car wanting to do some damage, and all these little fuckers start strangling him, putting him in arm bars, twisting his leg around until he's crying. Wouldn't that be awesome? So, anyways, just bring back the main point that in order to keep people safe, we need to be able to defend ourselves. And making criminals out of citizens of this country by passing gun laws, unconstitutional gun laws, isn't helping nobody. All it's doing is making more victims. Because law-abiding, I don't like using the word law-abiding, but a citizen at a certain point might sit there and finally say, no, I'm not going to follow this unconstitutional law. And what's going to happen is he's going to have to look down the barrel of a government gun, get kidnapped and taken and caged for something that's simply his right as a human being. So, you know, keep in mind that there's probably a lot of people that aren't going to agree with me, especially about teaching kids about firearms in school. But I think that's important. I think that if we have children that are brought up understanding the do's and don'ts of firearms, understanding how they work, what they do, what they're used for, I think we have a later generation that's better equipped to deal with violence, gun violence, you know, because these knuckleheads on the news, they talk about guns in a manner where it just doesn't make sense. A hunting rifle that I'd use for deer hunting has a bullet that's close to 3 or 4 times larger than an AR-15 round, and it's built to do more damage than an AR-15 round. You look at the difference, and it's astonishing. Now, the whole high magazine round thing, you know, whatever. You might face down a home invasion where there's 5 people coming in. Again, if there's a tyrannical government, we want to make sure that we're protected. It's not about only having 1 or 2 shots for you know, taking somebody out. We need to make sure that at the end of the day, we can take care of ourselves. We can take care of the people around us. Was it Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders or one of those knuckleheads talking about, well, you can only have 3 shots around for duck hunting? Yeah, that's true. I go duck hunting, I go goose hunting, and you're only allowed 3 rounds. 1 in the chamber and 2 in the magazine. But that's not for any other reason that they don't want you putting a bunch of shots off into a big group of birds and just wounding them to where they can fly away and die somewhere else without you being able to grab them. They want you to be more accurate with your shooting. So it has nothing to do with violence or anything against other people. If you're not hunting with the shotgun, you can take the crap, I'm lost for words on what it's called, but you can remove a device that only allows 3 rounds, and you can put up to 8 and 9, 10 in a lot of shotguns. So again, know your rights. You know, don't be afraid to defend yourself, and you know, hopefully this country will change, because you know, it's really disappointing that you can't defend yourself against would-be attackers, would-be criminals, because the government says you have to wait for somebody we employ to come save your behind, because you're not able to do it yourself. So have a good one, and hopefully I'll be seeing more of you guys later.